I think we are live.
Are we?
Please, somebody who is watching, confirm that you see us. That is now streaming. Okay, nobody watches us. Maybe 5 people, but nobody chatting. No, something problems. Okay.
Maybe I will like.
Yes.
He is saying he's waiting for a burst coin. It's not live yet.
Yes. I streaming monitor. I did something bad, maybe.
How dare you?
So this is here streaming. Stream K here.
So he's saying he's live on custom live stream zone. Let me verify that on YouTube again.
Oops.
No, this is the wrong one.
I think I streaming to different.
No, but you're live. We're live.
We are live?
Yeah, I see you. We're live.
But why I don't see you?
I saw it. It just entered in YouTube and I saw it. We are live.
Oh, okay. So hello guys, who is watching, please give some feedback.
Yeah.
Maybe you, Oliver, will show news from Burskonist from our blog.
What? Sorry.
Maybe we can show news from our blog, Burskonist.
Yeah. Let me see. Just
or I can show this.
And go through it. Yeah, we can go through it with this coins. Just a moment. Oh yeah, this is the first stream we have in this year. This is something, yeah. And maybe I can recap on our activities on last year because we just we launched some stats about the development, and I think they're quite interesting facts. Let me see if can I find it right now fastly. It is like on the other one. Oh, help me.
Hey, there's someone connecting.
Let me see where we have it. I think I was showing screen for that because I have the picture right here. That info. This is us. Yeah. I think they're quite cool stuff.
I have feedback that we are not live in YouTube.
On Twitter,
on Twitter, but not on YouTube.
Okay.
So
but I opened that on YouTube and it's not there. I'm not sure what.
Maybe on different channels, I think.
I don't know. So let me go over there to here's it. The stats. I wish I had a screen right now. Maybe I should see it.
There we go.
Yeah, here we go. So this was a recap. So I just crunched some numbers about our pure development activities. So we're a quite small team, about 7 members. Yeah, not anymore because it's all left. But we have another one. Welcome, left to the BAT. This is a new announcement. This is a very hot, fresh announcement. So, okay, what happens in 2019? We had about 1,800, almost 1,900 commits. on our five main projects. I think this is pretty much stuff. We have more than 40 releases over our principal tools we have, like BRS, Phoenix Wallet, the BlockTalk stuff, the new pool, the new Explorer. We have more than 836 merge pull requests, 245 solved issues. These are issues that other users or we also find and just raise them on the, and this is my dog barking. Yeah, cool. I was happy with that. And the nice thing is that we that we integrated with AppTest or Flipside Crypto. They have some making some data analysis on the metrics on crypto projects, and we integrated last year with them. Principally, I did the Chainwalker, the integration of that, and for the development, we had the highest point we reached last year was almost 900 points. So this is from 1,000 possible points. So it's like we were very good on that. Nowadays, we are around 800 points on that. We have more than 3,390 or about 3,400 installed for Phoenix Wallet. Just like here, fun fact is that we are working on 10 different languages. So it's like JavaScript, Java, Kotlin, and a lot of other things. So these are our achievements from the BAT in the last year. So I'm not sure if we can do better than that this year, because we worked hard and a lot, and we made a lot of improvements and new projects, principally Phoenix. So we worked very hard on that. I'm not sure if we can do the same, but we try to do that. We want to scale our team just to be more productive. So, and we continue with our strategy on usability and adoption and tools, and make the life for developers and users easier. So this is what we're going to do.
Very nice news.
Yeah, I think when I crunched up the numbers, I was impressed because I never expected that. So this was a very productive year.
Yeah, no, it looks good. I mean, even with I mean, like, who knows? We might see a lot of scaling this year, and I mean that old wisdom, many hands make light work. So if there's a lot of people involved that are keen, you could see bigger stats. I mean, you already got +1. You said there's a new guy on the BATS team, eh?
Yeah.
That's cool.
So he already supported us. He made some contributions for the Phoenix Wallet and other stuff. Apparently, he's kind of a Linux specialist, so this helps us a little bit more on making all the solving questions for the Linux systems. And let's see what he's gonna contribute. Yeah. So welcome, Lev. He's from Russia.
Was that all those stats? Was that part of that Java smart contract that we were touching on earlier, like a few weeks ago?
It's part of that. Yeah. So I picked up the main projects from our Burst Devs team repository on GitHub. Not all of them, and you have to consider that all of us, we're kind of independent individuals. We just like committed ourselves to contribute a little bit more for Burst. So we said like, okay, we take over a certain responsibility, but we're not like a very closed circle that we decide what's going on with the protocol. It's always in touch with the community, of course, as we are decentralized by nature. And and so I picked up the 5 most important projects we were working on. So, and there are much more numbers. I know that Harry, for example, is working on other stuff. Joss is working on other stuff. We will talk about the BTDEX or BitDEX today. This is not part of that because this is not part of a BAT project. This is a separate project. Just to clarify that.
Look, I think definitely within all communities there seem to be like obviously the dollar value, if you want to call that, or the crypto value, but then there's also value going on with the developers. There's a lot of momentum behind it, and like I think timelines are quite important as well, just to know where like a coin's at, or where technology's at. I only kind of got involved as a fly on the wall, like when the whole POCC thing was going. And I think there was a lot of, I don't know exactly what happened there, but like I'm glad that it's gone through another cycle, and it seems everything's less volatile, that sort of stuff,
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Definitely.
And
So you may. It's your turn. Your turn, Chip.
yes, I'm too surprised at how we all survived and evolved from one team to our team. Okay, I will share a screen and will show BT Dex. Sorry,
Oh,
Beat Dex. We now just decided
BTX, I don't know.
BDEX.
I think it's cool name, BTX.
BDEX.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like just like to complement that, the POCC and the other development teams further their former teams, they made a great work on improving the protocol as it is. So they were kind of focused on the infrastructure, which is important because it's fundamental. But nowadays we consider Burstcoin pretty stable, and we need to aim for adoption. It's like making applications happen and show use cases, find use cases with all the flexibility the Burst platform offers. For example, this is one of these awesome projects, BeatDex.
Yes, you can see here is our website, BeatDex Trade.
Yeah.
BeatDex.
Schiffers, what is it? Oh,
It is a decentralized exchange. It's all now in alpha. We just started maybe 2 weeks ago. I just will show what it is in action. I am in Linux, so I will download jar version. You can see here is and exe for Windows and I don't know, maybe zip for Mac version. Open folders. And get error.
Pretty small. You got an error.
Yes, because it's 4K monitor. Maybe I need to change.
So there's issue with 4K resolutions.
Send home. Where to go?
It must be a problem of Java.
Code past.
I
will share our screen.
Josh will kill me for that comment.
You don't like Java?
I do, but we
Don't?
have this kind of. I do. but yeah, my aim for this year is going over to Kotlin. So Harry kicked it off. So he rewrote the BRS in Kotlin entirely, and I know that we're working with Kotlin too. So I'm interested in that and already announced that.
You are working with Kotlin?
I've started. My first contribution for the BRS, not my first, but my last contribution, to be honest, was for the BRS version 3, which is written in Kotlin. This is the CIP 22, which I implemented.
So Kotlin is easy?
I cannot say right now because I'm not that proficient with that, but the transition from Java to Kotlin is not that difficult.
Okay, now you see bigger.
Yeah, okay, cool.
So BTDEX is like another wallet. I just launched it, and you can see here is password. You can here use your own password and you log into your own wallet, or you can just create new. So I will create new. Just
there's a typo. I wrote drown. Okay, Josh, there's a typo.
What? Typo is?
I wrote drown my recovery phrase. Okay.
I drowned. Okay.
Drown, yeah. Okay.
So you create PIN. This PIN is used to hash this password. So this password is not saved locally, saved only hashed version. So it's secure.
You're running on testnet right now, aren't you?
No, it's on mainnet. But you can, I will show on testnet too.
Okay.
Okay.
So your account got activated right now, right?
Yes, and it's
Oh,
using
what
up
who did that?
yes was
Oh yeah, cool.
so I created a new wallet, and now I get transactions from all of the how to call it
Account activator.
account activator.
Yeah.
So it's when you create your wallet from this string, this password, you create various keys, private key, public key. So now, how your API works? I just send information with public key, and you just send transaction with public key to me.
You mean the account activation? Yeah,
Yes.
it's worth like so you call the API from the service that is running out there, and when you have created your passphrase, you already have your public key.
Mhm.
So and there is a feature in the API of Burst that we can receive messages with public key, which automatically activates our account. So, and we need to wait for the block time that this message that we are going to receive is sent by the activator.
Yes, and with word activation, it is only word. It's mean different thing. It means that your public key is written to the blockchain, but
Yeah,
it's that's all. You can work with your wallets with this.
yeah. What actually was in contrast to the prior or previous way was like you had to ask for a faucet, let you get a fraction of a burst to start your first stuff. But actually, it was like a 3-step activation process. So you're just gonna activate your account if you make an outgoing transaction. And we inverted that and we shortened the activation stuff. And that the moment you receive that message, the welcome message, your account is being is automatically activated.
You can see I had just error with connection with node.
Yeah,
You can
I
see
saw that.
you can change other node. We are using by default Bushscan raw. It is shadows node which consists of from 5 nodes, and each is very strange. I don't look at to it, but he said that it's 5 nodes connecting to each other and correcting each other. But I'm not sure. Maybe he will explain later.
Okay, so is
So
that
yes.
let me see that transaction that is going there. What's that? It's an outgoing transaction, isn't it?
Payment. Why I getting payment?
That was me.
It's just somebody just sent me
That's me.
you sent me. Okay.
I was just stuffing around, bro.
What's the first transaction? What's the first transaction, Shiva?
That's a bug, bro. You're getting bugs.
Okay, thank you. We will use this for bursts.
Okay.
This is a test.
You can see here with this pending transaction.
Just checking it's working, bro.
Yeah, but the first transaction is the welcome message, isn't it? I'm not sure.
Yes. Yes. First.
Because it's not the type. It's. Can you see the details of that?
What I can see?
The
Sorry?
details of the transaction.
Okay. Here
Yes.
this
Can
I
you
can
see
push this. We'll go to this one. Yes,
okay.
burst activation account. This account is used for activation.
That's the I sent 2K burst to that account. Remember you sent it back to me? For some reason I sent it to that activation account.
Yeah. I know
yes,
that.
yes.
Do you remember? Oh.
Yeah.
Well, yes, it's Moonlight mining, sorry.
Yeah, see, it's good to have noobs on board as well, so they can do crazy things. Like,
yeah, the problem is that the 4 burst, already people saw that passphrase, so you should disable the account somehow.
Yes, I just showed my. No, I didn't spend.
It's a lot though. I'm going back and just draw on the 4 actually. Okay.
Bro, if they want to go to that effort, it's fun.
Okay. So what else can you do with that? So your
Yes,
account is there.
you can see here markets. Now it's only TRT. So it's basically native
What is TRT?
token. Native token of Burst. It was called a long time ago as assets, but we just rename it to tokens. It's TRT. It's used for mediation system. but I better show with software, not to try explain what is mediation system and how it all works. It's not so
Okay,
simple.
so just to clear there, so TRT is it's a token for Burst, not for BeatDex.
No, it is. I just meant that it's a token which lives in a Burst ecosystem in Burst blockchain.
Okay,
So you can launch with it's later they was called assets, but now we started to call it token because it's maybe more clear to people. Here you can
Okay, go on.
here you can see your address. It's new where I created. Here you go. Not found. It's not found because it is not activated. You can see here was still pending transaction, still pending. Pending it means it's in a memory pool and in confirmed transactions. You can. I think I can show it. I don't know where.
And you use the moment you click the buttons there, then you'll be redirected to the Burst Explorer, right? Huh?
Yes.
Okay, that makes sense.
It's new edition.
Is that dev true? That's just the domain name. It's not a testnet explorer. Eh?
Yes, it's now mainnet.
Okay, this is trade history here.
Yeah, you can see here trading.
Wow.
So last trade was with price. This. You can see time. Who buy it? You can see.
This price is what? It's in Burst or in what?
Oh, this is Andy.
Hey, Andy.
Andy just bought 1,000.
1 million. No,
1,000.
1,000. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I see that.
Yes, this is
all the decimal place.
All prices is in Burst. And,
okay, cool. And then you have the order book.
And yes, here you can see order book. Split it in two parts. Okay. Yeah, please ask.
Yeah, no, I was going to say, so if you buy TRT through BeatDex, like, can you only access it through BeatDex, or does it come on your wallet if you open like a Phoenix wallet? Does it come under there as well?
Yes, it is just another wallet, another user interface. So all assets, all coins, all is in the chain, in the blockchain. And like Phoenix and other wallets, Hot Wallet, it is like just user interface.
Yeah, but there's something interesting you said that about the assets stuff. There is a rough support in Phoenix Wallet for assets. So we have, for example, the attachment type can distinguish between assets and non-assets and all. But maybe it should be cool to add a little bit more about assets in Phoenix. At least not make trading possible with assets, but like it is in the old BRS wallet. But at least let's see what you have in your stock. As you said, I have that tokens and have that Burst and on it. It will come. And we were talking about a dedicated asset exchange maybe one day. This is the idea behind the SIP22 also, that we have several dedicated applications which are interacting each.
Okay.
So that a user like can mount his setup on his machine, and if he's a power user, then we have more modules installed on his computer, which are like using deep linking to interact.
Okay, wow. See.
So here you can see that I have now balance.
Yeah.
4
cool.
bursts. So
your account is activated. Yeah.
Yes. Thank you, Oliver, for activation, and thank you, Alistair, for burst. So here you can buy or sell. I have now nothing to sell, so I can buy.
Buy. Oh, how does it work?
Price 125, total burst.
You want to buy all?
I can. I just.
What happened if you try to? Will be
Okay.
rejected. Your order.
You'll probably
Let's
yeah,
try.
you'll probably set a new order that somebody would have to.
I will
fulfill.
enter my pin. Probably not this. BRS return server
Not
code.
enough funds.
Not enough funds. Sad,
yeah.
sad. Please send more.
Instantly.
Alistair, send more.
Okay, wait.
Okay, so let's buy
can
maybe
put your-
10,
More.
maybe 20.
You can buy more. Yeah. 20. Yeah, this.
Yeah, there we go. That'll work.
Okay, transaction broadcast. I can see here
Okay,
pending
cool, yeah, yeah.
transaction.
Okay, cool.
A few minutes and
Type bid offer. Yeah, nice. Really nice.
Okay, cool. That's great. I mean, you can check it's gone off. Does it only deduct when the actual trade goes through? Like off your burst, because you still got 4 bursts there. It only
it is
deducts once.
now it is in unconfirmed transactions. It is
Okay.
like in the cloud. This transaction can be not confirmed, and you don't know it will go through or will not.
Yeah, this can take some time until this offer is being confirmed, isn't it? Like 4 minutes about.
In average, but it can be a few seconds. And
Oh, just to recap on the idea of a DEX.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it's what is it? It stands for decentralized exchange.
Yeah.
And there's no actual server. That's what those nodes were. Like, it's got to connect to one of those nodes to basically bounce off whatever transactions or trades we make.
yes, it's better.
Cool. So, because I have
So,
seen the word DEX a lot, like, it's different crypto. There are a few DEXs that I've seen, but I haven't really I didn't really realize that I mean, that's the whole supporting technology of DEX, where there's no actual central place. There's no central server.
So,
Can
yes.
anybody host a node for DEX, for BitDEX?
Now we are using Burst node as backend. So it is if you host Burst node, you maybe can say host BTDEX.
Yeah, exactly.
Because
And then I also like it that because I obviously made that mistake earlier and put a hyphen with the BT. That stands for block talk, but it can
Yes.
also be burst. Yeah, I like that name there.
as you can see, this is our white paper, and our exchange.
They're referring to the block talk. The BT is for the block talk, but it could be burst trading, burst token, whatever. It's all, but most important, it's like a decentralized exchange, and there's really no central authority involved. It's like a peer-to-peer exchange, and okay.
And then you saw there when, obviously when we signed in, you own your own private keys. It's not like an email and they're holding the keys behind the scenes.
Nobody's holding the keys. Only you. Only you.
But also with that, I mean, then you got to take super responsibility for what you're doing. Like, remember that mistake, sending to the activation account.
Exactly.
Sometimes you can't reverse it.
Yeah, this is the new brave world. I think it is like every.
No, I like that. That's why I like skating. You've got to make your own breaks. You can't.
Exactly. Yeah.
You got to take that. You got to take that responsibility. You want to be a cowboy, you must know how to ride free.
Yeah.
So maybe Oliver, you show your app. What are you working?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Actually, I was in my holidays during New Year's Eve and all that, and so I broke my phone. So there was some day. Yeah, I broke my phone. It's sad to be.
Sounds like a good party, eh?
Yeah, no,
Was it a good party?
No, but this I have to claim. I have to say that They claim that the phone is IP68 waterproof, and I prove that it's not.
Stress test.
Yeah, I jumped into the pool and making just a New Year's Eve video when I jumped into pool, and 2 hours later my phone gave up. So I was about 10 days offline, all this stuff, because we were on holidays and we were kind of a jungle, really like in the Brazilian jungle. This was cool. I liked it very much. But what happened now? I'm back, and I'm full-time working on a cloud-based or Dropbox similar thing. This is what I'm doing right now. But I have already running something that I want to show. Let me see. I'm talking too much.
Look, I don't know exactly all the technology, but I have heard of RPFS.
Exactly. Yeah, like I use it. I use it in.
That is cool. Like I support that stuff.
Yeah, this is like, because we use IPFS for storage solution in that, and we marry this with, I'm marrying this with Burst blockchain, and but it's a project I'm working on. It's just consistent of several parts. It's more like a system, not a single application. But the other thing that I'm doing right now is the working title is Burst Applications, because I don't have a good name right now. I will show you that. I'm sharing my screen to explain it, because I already tweeted about that, and maybe just to explain this a little bit. So this is the rough dashboard you have here. We just see one card. This represents a token, and this is a non-fungible token written with a smart contract in BlockTalk. And yeah, it works like your token represents kind of intellectual property, something like a tool application, what you have written, and you can register that and you can donate that. So you go here and say, okay, yeah, I want to donate that. And you go over there and say like, hey, I want to donate 1,000. So then you have this QR code here, and you can use, for example, your QR code scanner, or even like just clicking here, and then it's open the Phoenix wallet. Yeah, and it goes here. And the Phoenix wallet is already preparing the donation to the account one is sent to you, and the amount of that. You see that the amount here is 1,100, but this is like, as I saying here, that 100 is the activation cost, which will be entirely reimbursed. It's like, because I just want to avoid that people just donate, especially the own creator of his own application donates like crazy, and just to make, because later on the donation stuff, I want to make kind of a reputation matrix to see which is like a good or a favorite app, something like that. This is the upcoming idea.
It's like somebody giving themselves a pat on the back, kind of. You want to avoid that.
Yeah. So because I could do like this, I'm not sure about the metric I want to do there, but something based on the quantity of donations received and the value of the donation, or the sum of the donation received. Something like, oh, this is like a 5-star application, whatever it means. It's like I'm thinking about a model. So it's like when I am the user or the developer, the creator, maybe I have a certain interest that my application is being highly rated. Yeah, and so I could start to create several accounts and start donate to me, just to maybe to manipulate the reputation, something like that. It's just I said you need at least 100 bursts to be a donator, but the 100 bursts will be reimbursed, and the other value, the donation itself, will be repassed to the creator, or better, to the owner of the token. And this is the next thing I want to talk about. Is like you can register your application. He's saying, register a new application. Yeah, you developed a new tool. It's like thing. And you said, okay, I need an address. I don't have an address in my mind right now. Oh yes, I have one here. It's like insufficient balance. I'm working on testnet here. You need at least 40 bursts to register a new application. Why 40 bursts? Because this is the activation cost of the smart contract on the NFT, non-fungible token. Then you enter some of your information about your application. It's like Stella Monster app. I have that on Monster app. And you make some description here. Description, cool one. I can put the repository or project URL, like website. I can put some text, like, oh, this is SIP22 compatible. This is like a game I don't know, something like that. You can choose your license. You have several licenses here. So, I just like I said that this image URL is required. I have no one here. When I'm going over there to confirm, you said shit, you couldn't load the image because I have the correct URL for that right now. I could use it, but it's like a preview of your card that will be represented in the vitrine, also in the dashboard. And then you will have to confirm with this right now with your passphrase. I don't like the idea that I have to put in the passphrase on web apps, but following the MVP, minimum viable product, this is the first step. Later on, I will create a general signing tool. I have some ideas for that, so that it's not necessary to enter passphrase on web applications because you're exposed to certain risks, because you don't know if that application on the web server is kind of tampered or something like that. Okay, but in the first step, this is sufficient. So I could register then. It's not completed right now, but then he will create the smart contract and the blockchain. And the smart contract is possible on receiving donations. That means if somebody donates to that, so he repasses the value to the owner of the contract. So the owner is usually the one who created, but I also can later, there will be kind of actions here that I can transfer. So that I can transfer the application token to another person. Because maybe there's a new maintainer, or I just like selling my application and somebody else want to make some money with the donations. Could be a very famous app which is constantly receiving some application donations, and maybe there is like somebody interested in buying that token. Or there's another one like, okay, this software is being deactivated because it's like deprecated, it's not working anymore, I'm not maintaining it anymore, whatever. So now you can deactivate it, and then it's done. So this is a pretty simple idea, I think so. And then later on the dashboard, there will be kind of search bar, like searching for token, for the tags and other stuff, and like making some filtering to find some applications. The idea is that we have kind of a centralized, I'm sorry for the word, but that we have a central application, like we can go there, and when we can search for tools, developer tools, burst applications over there, like Cloudburst, Hot Wallet, Phoenix Wallet, and BitDEX, other stuff that can be registered here. And other people, maybe if they're willing to contribute or to support that, they can donate on that. This is the idea.
We have a question from Joss. What about extending this for digital art? There are some portals doing this today. And
yeah.
Frank comments, yes, Skipper would love that.
Actually, it was you, Shifas, who was saying you like projects.
Yes, it can represent anything. This is not app.
And I like the idea. So it has to be categorized a little bit more. I can even go so far that it's like very simple and easy crowdfunding, but then I will get
look, all those concepts have been done before, but I really like your idea of like a reputation matrix. I don't think that's been done yet, because the thing is, there are all these RCOs or crowdfunding or whatever, and they pump all this money in, but then where's the proof? Where do they actually do with that money? Like, where's the stuff I'm donating? Where's the proof that it actually went to saving the rhino or helped with this, make the school, or whatever? So maybe in part of that, what you're doing with that app there, maybe they can have the opportunity to submit some kind of proof. Because I mean, I'd say up until now, most people are happy with proof of payment is the main thing we look for. And then obviously when it comes to blockchain, it's the other proof algorithms, the proof between the encryption consensus, whether it's proof of work, proof of stake, proof of capacity. I want to look at all sorts of other proof, like where's proof of skating? Can you skate, bro? Like, how do we record that? How do we put that into a blockchain? Or like proof of backflip. Where's that? That sort of thing. Because that's kind of value in a way. I mean, it's just, it might not be like, gold, but it's some kind of energy. So yeah, like I really dig that idea of the reputation matrix, just to try. It's like a nice mechanism for kind of integrity, because even if people are donating to themselves, what are you doing with that money at the end of the day?
But
because proof doesn't lie.
Yeah, but it's like it's not. I'm not proving what somebody's doing with the money. It's just like the reputation is related to the digital property. There, it's like other people. This it shows like other people like that whatever it is, that token. So in my first idea is like it's like a tool or an application which other people like, similar to the Stargazers on GitHub, you know. But it's like derived from the donation because I think so. Hypothesis. I mean, so my thesis is like
that's it.
that if something is good, many more people are willing to donate for that, to support that, to express their support for that good tool application. This is and working on that, I said the more is donated, the better the reputation. This is kind of this correlation which I want to mount there. But I cannot prove what the developer is doing with the money. Of course, he's like buying a beer. I don't know. I would do. While I'm coding.
Also, I'm considering that. Remember last week or last time we met up, I was talking about feedback loops. So straight away, if somebody's donating and they've put in value or money, it's nice to get feedback. Like, oh, this money I spent, I'm actually getting something back from it.
Yeah.
And it creates this cycle and this opportunity for more feedback to happen, because somebody might say, okay, well, I've given you money. Okay, cool. Yeah, this is what I did with it. Then they say, oh, wow, cool. Oh, wait, I might know this person, or here's some more. So it gives the opportunity to go around again. But if it's just like a straight line, that's it. It starts and it ends.
It's maybe, Oliver, like I talked about this loyalty points, like other token which you donate and you get back something like points, loyalty, some other token that you can prove that you donated, something back, like you say. Which can
the proof of donation is already written into the blockchain. You know that, yeah. It's like because the smart contract is returning a certain message, and this proves that the smart contract generated the message and said, "I thank you for donation," and then you can exactly see that. But you are right. You just like give the idea to give something back to the donator. Yeah, it's like yeah, we could think.
Then they really feel a part of it, and even if that feedback isn't happening like on a like a paired or a multiple quantum level, it can even happen with inside the person. I mean, it's nice even to say, like, you know, get a response sometimes. That's why spoken to a lot of obviously bots in marketing and like e-commerce and stuff is becoming quite a thing in recent years, and they found sales has gone up because people like to be acknowledged or heard or get some kind of feedback, even if it is from a robot, if you know what I mean. Like, it's strange like that. Like we like to be acknowledged as humans. We seem to like to be heard. So I mean that matrix ideas, I think that's something to go with, or like I'd continue down that avenue.
Yeah,
because that's it's also something I'm looking at building in a way. I don't know how to do it exactly now, or what sort of software or anything, but I want to try to do that as well as hold and breed and grow integrity in the crypto space. And it's not even about crypto. I just look at that as a digital currency. If I take a step back, it's more about that open source way of thinking, where it's more of like a truly shared economy. It's not like us fighting over a market share, you know. It's that sort of thing. And it does. I mean, you're saying all those, like, putting in hard work, like, you know, I mean, and it's like you're paying it forward. But I think the returns will come around. You know, they will definitely.
What was that?
Cool, man. Well, like from my side, I haven't really been working on anything hard or concrete to show, but definitely this year, like, I'm keen to get more involved with people in like a hands-on capacity and go like door to door, just teaching people about like blockchain in general, like generalized, because I want to come to the space not with a sure first, and that's something I really like mined and looked at, but I'd like to look at it in terms of a decentralized way, where it's not like, oh well, Bitcoin or this or that. It's just they're all just a store of value, and how are we going to move our value across chains and all that kind of stuff. And that's just the store of our value or our currency. I want to think of it another way. Well, there's so many others value out there, it's not just money. There's lots of other different shapes and forms of value.
Yeah.
And I want to try explore those and redefine them and grow that stuff. And I do think this millennial generation that's coming through sees more of that. They don't have as many fences. They don't discriminate. There's definitely more happening, multiracial, multicultural, sort of stuff going on. Well, at least from this side of the world.
Frank
Is Frank coming on? Is Frank here? Come on, where's the tank?
Frank the tank says something he want to say. Hi, Frank. Kitty.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Guten Tag.
Guten Tag, ja, hallo.
Hey.
Wunderbar.
Ja, wunderbar.
How's the tree?
Hey. I like your headset.
Yeah, shot, bro. It's a StarCraft one. I picked it up. I
Oh.
can be quite a Jew sometimes. I like a good deal, bro.
Yeah, looks really fancy.
Yeah, I think that I can pass it with the beard as well. Eh?
Yeah.
Cool, man. So, what's happening your side? You got any cool news to share?
Yeah. I'm just coming back from a run. Sorry, I just have to breathe a little bit. Give me 1 minute or so, then I will come up with something. Just
Okay,
joined,
lekker,
so
man.
I have to join in. Huh?
Yeah, this is
Lekker.
actually this is all we show that I have my head is full of ideas. I have a lot of things to do there. But it's interesting that this burst application stuff. It's just a working title. I'm open for titles for something like how can I name the token? I don't have idea because it cannot be burst application token. It would be BAT again. So we are full of BATs. Basic attention token, a burst apps team. What's going on? So it's just fucking difficult just like to find the right name. So if somebody has a good idea, like just give me some hints. On my Twitter account, on Discord, whatever, you say that could be a cool name or that. Open for input. It's because I'm not able to find a good name for that stuff right now. Yeah. Maybe Alistair has some idea because you're so crazy. You have so crazy ideas.
I'll give it some thought, Brie. What for me is like I like to find with meaning, like where are the roots? Like if you have to follow a tree and you're digging it out of the ground, like to transplant it, where's that tap root, like the main root? And sure, it's a part of it's like the service you're offering. Obviously, it's development, it's coding, it's programming. It's that reputation matrix you were talking about, but it's also you, bro. You offering that value. So, like I like to see, like I've seen this community. Like obviously, we all need our egos to survive, but I feel some people's egos are like really inflated. So, like what I'd like to tune to you is like maybe it's weird. I like to challenge people and pull them to the other side. So, like for you, maybe if you haven't got a big ego, I'd say like, hey, bro, maybe. Like think of yourself a bit in this situation. What do you want? Where somebody's got a very big ego, I might be like, hey, bro, like push yourself aside and think of the people or somebody else. It's not all about you. So that's my challenge, bro. Is like just like find that balance. Maybe you need to put a bit more of yourself into it in a selfish way to be self-help. Not be like to take over, but like so that it's yours. Because also you putting in the blood and sweat, dude. So it's got to be a part of you too.
Yeah.
And yeah, but I'll definitely give it some thought, bro. I can't really. What I like to do is spend more time. I think everything's so preconceived in life. And, like the first thing is our name. Our parents name us before we're born. I understand for a lot of practical reasons and birth certificates and IDs and all that. But like, can't we just spend some time before we make plans with all things? Not just. It's like everything's just so preconceived and everybody like wants to label everything. Can't we just enjoy and like just live life a bit? So like I'll spend some more time with it, but I'll see what comes up. I'm sure you'll find something.
Cool. Yeah. I appreciate that.
And Frank, have you gotten the creative juices going yet, bro? You need to be bashed by some waves. Should we go for a surf? Do they have a sea in Germany? No, is that inland? I don't know. I'm not very good at geographic
What we have in Germany, sorry?
No, I'm saying, are you an inland country or have you got oceans around you?
We got oceans, but a little bit far away at the moment. The Middle Sea
Okay.
is a little bit far off at the moment
Okay.
here from Germany. So, yeah.
And
I'm about
don't forget the northern coast, like Hamburg and all that.
Yeah. But if you live in the middle of Germany, it's far off. Then you have this
Yeah.
small lake or so, nothing else.
Okay, cool. I would say most of our country is surrounded by coastlines, only the northern part. Obviously, being South Africa, it's right on the tip of Africa. So we've got, seas on the south coast, the east coast, and the west coast. It's just the north that is surrounding countries.
Okay.
How many miles of coast you have there?
Lots. I mean, we split into 7 different provinces, and in all honesty, like South Africa's probably got like maybe about 4 different climates in one. Where's Skipper, man? He must come join the chat. I wanna chat to this cat.
Damn, I was interrupted. I think so. How many miles you said that you have there? We have in Brazil, I think, I'm not sure, about 4,000 miles of coast.
Nice. Oh, sorry, did I cut out?
Yeah, no, I think my connection was weak here. So,
Okay, no, what I was saying, our whole country is surrounded by coastlines.
Yeah,
It's just
I know
on
that.
the north coast or
Yeah.
the northern side. But yeah, we've got some. I mean, surfing wise, we've got some of the best surf spots in the world. They actually had I think it was the ASL Surf League. And there was actually a guy in Jeffreys Bay, I think it was about 3 years ago. He actually almost got attacked by a shark. He ended up like punching it in the nose because they've got very sensitive senses, like their nose and their sense of smell, and they can pick up vibrations in the water. So he punched it in the nose and it left him alone. Sharks don't actually like humans. They're just inquisitive and they'll take a bite to see what it is, and they realize, oh, you don't taste so good. So they won't really bite you twice, but all you need is one bite out of a shark, and that's it. Especially if it's in the wrong place,
Yeah.
That's just, like with sometimes with great thrills comes great risk. It's like surfing, you can have a lot of fun surfing big waves, but there's also the risk of sharks, or like same with skating, like downhill, there's cars. But it's weird like that. Sometimes when the risks are high, the gains are also high,
Okay, cool.
Okay,
So
maybe let's finish.
Yeah, I think so. It's time to go over there.
We're starting to speak about not burst.
Yeah, exactly. So this is the moment when we should cut out. Yeah. When you talked about the shark fight, I was thinking of the dog fight I had yesterday. Yeah.
Dog fight?
I was in a dog fight. Yeah. I mean,
okay, maybe
dogs fighting. Yeah.
We stream this or
no, it was like the neighbor's dog attacked my dog, and I was like going out with my dog, and I had it on the chain and all that, and it's like they start to attack my dog, and then I started to attack the other dogs, and then we were attacking the dogs, and all of that. It was like a 10-minute dog fight, literally, and the neighbor was trying to separate the dogs. It was like kind of tense, yeah. And I got bitten, but not that.
So did you have quite a burst of energy in the whole situation?
Yeah, I used my capoeira skills to get rid of the dogs. I remember that I put one of the dogs. It was like a white dog, and it was the most annoying one. And you put him on the legs, on the legs, and throw him through the plants and all that. Well, yeah, I was angry yesterday, pretty angry. But I survived, and my dog too.
Oh, good stuff. I was thinking a lot about it as well. We must maybe look at how we can use those like things in life that do have a big maximum supply. Because I mean, Burst has got quite a big maximum supply. So there's like a lot of little bits of it. So it's almost like if you think of a whole we get swallows here and they migrate, and sometimes the sky doesn't quite go black, but like I'd say a quarter of it does, and it's just like all these little like swallows flying around in their migrationary patterns. Same with bats. There's just like lots of them everywhere. So it's like there's a higher maximum supply. So I don't know how to really incorporate that, but it's something I'd like to do with kind of, you know, how do we find the value that's out in nature, but also include it like with crypto and currencies? And I'm trying to, I mean, like this is a crazy concept, right? But imagine if like let's say they say that fiat currency is backed by gold, right? But now imagine if crypto were backed by some real living animal. Like if you had whale coin and there were real whales, or like you had rhino coin and it was a real flippin' rhino, like, because I mean the rhinos are going extinct, you know, isn't that real value, a real rhino like out in real life? So I don't know, like that's what I'm saying. I wanted to re-challenge the ideas of value and what is valuable. I mean, at the end of the day, like if we have a world with no animals, like are you gonna be happy with all your gold bars, like, you know, if there are no more animals? And I think we also had a very good time to start challenging people with these sort of things, because like look at Australia, they've had cycles of fires, but apparently the cycles are getting worse and worse, and they've lost a lot of species, and that's value in itself. It's value you can't get back. So looking at that, I'd really dig to do that, and I think it would be a good mechanism to attract more of the older generation that are technophobes, and they have that old money, that old value, and they don't know what to do with it, you know. Especially with something like people that would like to donate, with that idea of yours and having it like where they can make their own smart contract for donations, and then it's coupled up with you know, a reputation matrix or whatever, and then feed that back in somehow. I don't know, like it would be like really rad.
Yep.
So Frank, where's Frank? This man must speak.
You can.
Okay, who is watching? Thank you for watching.
Yeah, shippers. It's coming close to
Okay, it's been an hour.
Oh, thanks for all who assisted here, definitely watching us, and yeah, having a nice weekend. This is what I say.
Bye.